Just some homeless guy asking for food. That is what my girlfriend called me to her friends when I walked into my apartment and found 30+ people at a party she said would be just me and the girls. So I called the police and had everyone arrested for trespassing. I am Preston, 30, work in marketing for a tech company downtown, make decent money. Around $85K a year, which lets me afford a nice 1-bedroom apartment in the city that I worked my ass off to get. It is in a good building. Decent neighborhood. Rent's not cheap, but I love the location, and I have put a lot of effort into making it my space. Been dating Chelsea, 26F, for 8 months. She works as an event coordinator for a catering company, always organizing parties and corporate events. She is fun, outgoing, knows everyone in the city's social scene. That is what attracted me at first. I tend to be work-focused, and she brought social energy I thought was good for me. She has a key to my place for emergencies and stays over most weekends. We haven't talked about moving in together officially, but she has basically been living there half the time. Her own dresser drawer, toiletries in my bathroom, the whole domestic routine. I figured we were building towards something serious. Last Tuesday, I got called into an urgent meeting, major client deal in Seattle that needed to close by end of week. And I was the lead on the account. Potentially a promotion and significant raise if I could land this contract. The kind of opportunity that could set up my whole career trajectory. I have to fly out Wednesday morning. I told Chelsea over dinner. Supposed to be back Saturday afternoon. Big contract negotiation. She seemed excited. That is amazing, babe. This is the promotion you have been working toward, right? Hopefully, if I can close this deal. Johnson said he is looking at promoting me to senior account director. Tuesday night before I left, Chelsea texts me while I am packing. Hey babe, random thought. Can I have a small Halloween party at your place Friday night? Just me and the girls. I promise to keep it clean and respectful. Haven't seen the girls in forever and your place is so much nicer than mine. I am stressed, focused on preparing for the biggest business trip of my career. Running through presentation notes, not really thinking too hard about a small get-together with her girlfriends. Sure, but keep it small and respectful. You know how thin the walls are with the neighbors. Mrs. Brown next door has complained about noise before. Of course, just like 6 girlfriends max. Maybe some wine. Watch scary movies since it is Halloween weekend. Girls' night vibes. I will clean everything up before you get back Saturday. You will not even know anyone was here. Sounds good. Just be considerate of the neighbors, always am. Love you. Good luck with the presentation tomorrow. Wednesday I fly out to Seattle. Meetings start immediately, client dinners, presentations, negotiations. The whole deal is intense, but going better than expected. The client is so impressed with our proposal that they want to sign immediately, instead of waiting until Friday. By Thursday evening, I have not only closed the deal but exceeded expectations. My boss calls, Preston. This is exactly the kind of client relationship we need. I am fast-tracking your promotion review. Senior Account Director. I am so pumped up, so excited to share the good news with Chelsea, that I decide to surprise her by catching the red-eye flight home Thursday night, instead of waiting until Saturday. I want to take her out for a celebration dinner Friday night. The flight lands at 12:30 a.m. Friday night. I grab a taxi, text Chelsea surprise. Flight landed early on my way home. Cannot wait to see you and share the good news. But my phone shows the message as undelivered. Probably asleep. I figure I get to my building around 1 a.m. The moment I step off the elevator, I can hear music. Loud bass, heavy music. At first I think it is coming from someone else's apartment, maybe the college kids down the hall. But as I walk toward my door, the sound gets louder, and I realize with growing dread that it is coming from my apartment. I put my key in the lock and open the door to complete chaos. There are people everywhere. Not 6 girlfriends having wine and watching movies. I count at least 30 people, both guys and girls, packed into my 1-bedroom apartment. Someone has moved all my furniture around to create a makeshift dance floor. There are colored party lights flashing, music blasting from a professional sound system I have never seen before. My 65-inch television has been relocated, and there is a visible crack running down the middle. Someone has put holes in my bathroom wall, actual holes, like someone punched or kicked them. My kitchen counter is covered in empty bottles, red Solo cups, and what looks like white powder residue scattered across the surface. The smell hits me next: alcohol, sweat, something that might be marijuana, and underneath it all the stench of spilled drinks soaking into my carpet and furniture. People are drinking out of my good glasses, eating food off my plates, using my bathroom, like it is a public restroom. There is a couple making out heavily on my couch, another pair grinding against each other on what used to be my dining area. I am standing in the doorway of my own apartment, looking at my destroyed home, trying to process what the hell is happening. This isn't a small gathering of girlfriends. This is a full-scale house party with strangers who don't know I exist. It takes me almost 10 minutes to push through the crowd and find Chelsea. She is in the corner near my bedroom, clearly wasted, with dark hickeys visibly covering her neck. She is pressed up against some tall, muscular guy wearing a black bartender's vest. They are all over each other. His hands on her waist, her fingers running through his hair. Chelsea, what the hell is this? She turns around, sees me, and her face goes completely white. For a second, the music seems to quiet just enough for people nearby to hear us. There are 30 people here and my apartment is completely destroyed. The bartender guy doesn't let go of her, just looks me up and down like I am some kind of intruder. Babe, who is this guy, babe? I look between Chelsea and this stranger who just called my girlfriend babe in my own apartment. I said a small party with your girlfriends. This is completely insane. Preston. Okay, I know this looks bad, but don't be such a buzzkill. Everyone's having such a good time. Look, I know you are probably tired from your trip, so why don't you just get a hotel room for the night? I already told people they could crash here, and it would be really embarrassing to kick everyone out now. Get a hotel room? This is my apartment. I know, but everyone's already settled in for the night. And I push past both of them toward my bedroom, needing to see how bad the damage really is. What I find makes my blood boil. There are couples in various stages of undress on my bed. Strangers going through my dresser drawers. Someone passed out in my shower with the water running. My personal space, the sanctuary I work 60-hour weeks to afford, has been turned into a free-for-all crash pad for people I have never met. You said girls' night. You said watching movies. This is a free-for-all. The bartender guy laughs, still holding on to Chelsea like she belongs to him. Chelsea, who is this random dude? Should we call security or something? Yeah, seriously. One of Chelsea's drunk friends stumbles over, spilling her drink on my hardwood floor. Who is this guy? How did he get in here? I am looking around at all these people in my home. People who clearly have no idea I exist, no idea whose apartment they are destroying. And then Chelsea, my girlfriend of 8 months, looks around at her friends, then back at me with this expression of annoyance, like I am the problem here. She is slurring when she speaks, loud enough for everyone nearby to hear. Just some homeless guy asking for food. Don't worry about him, he will leave. The music actually stops for a second. People nearby turn to look. Even drunk college kids know something weird just happened. The rage hits me all at once. 8 months of dating. 8 months of thinking we were building something together. 8 months of her staying over without contributing to rent or utilities. And this is how she sees me. A homeless guy asking for food in his own home. I pull out my phone and dial 911. 911? What is your emergency? I need police for trespassing. I have 30+ people destroying my property without permission. Chelsea's eyes go huge. The confidence drains out of her face as she realizes I am serious. Preston, don't you dare. 425 Oak Street, apartment 714. I am the leaseholder and I did not give permission for this gathering, Preston. Hang up the phone. She is lunging toward me now, trying to grab my phone, but I step back. Sir, officers are on their way, the dispatcher says. Sorry to bartender guy. At all, I would suggest you figure out your next move. But Officer Garcia and his backup were already on their way, and what happened next showed me exactly who I had been dating for the past 8 months. Update 1: Wi-Fi was out yesterday. Landlord finally got the cable company out to fix it this morning. Thanks for all the comments. A lot of you said I should have completely lost my shit. And honestly, you are right. I was in total shock. But what happened when the cops arrived woke me up real quick. Officer Garcia shows up about 20 minutes later with 2 backup officers. I can hear them in the hallway before they even knock. The party's still going strong. People are still coming and going from my apartment. Music still blasting. Someone throwing up on my balcony. Garcia knocks on my open door. It is literally standing wide open with people walking in and out. Like it is a public venue. Got a call about a disturbance. What is going on here, officer? I am Preston Morrison. This is my apartment. I show him my driver's license with the address and my lease agreement, which I keep in my desk drawer for situations exactly like this. I just came home from a business trip to find all these people here without my permission. He looks around at the chaos, the obvious property damage, the underage-looking kids with drinks, people openly doing lines of white powder off my coffee table, couples half naked on my furniture. His expression shifts to professional mode immediately. All right, and who organized this gathering? My girlfriend Chelsea. She asked permission to have a few female friends over to watch movies. This is definitely not what we agreed on. Meanwhile, Chelsea pushes through the crowd, stumbling drunk, still hanging on to the bartender guy. Officer, this is my boyfriend's place. I live here. This is just a misunderstanding. Madam, you on the lease. Having a key doesn't mean you can throw parties like this without the leaseholder's permission. Sir, he turns to me. You want everyone out? Yes, absolutely. This was supposed to be a small gathering of her friends. Look around. Garcia nods and signals to his backup officers. Then he turns to the crowd and raises his voice over the music. All right, everyone. Listen up. Party's over. If you don't live here, you need to gather your belongings and leave the building immediately. The music finally stops. People start looking around nervously. But officer, one girl protests. Chelsea said this was her place, and we could stay the weekend. Chelsea said this was her place. Garcia looks at me, then back at Chelsea. I never said that. Chelsea panics. I said it was my boyfriend's place, and he was cool with parties. The bartender, Wade, steps forward, trying to play mediator. Look, officer, I don't want any trouble. Chelsea told me her boyfriend was out of town until Saturday, and that he was cool with us having people over. She said we had the place for the weekend. She told you I was cool with this. I am staring at Chelsea. She didn't mention you would be coming back early. Wade continues. Said we had the whole weekend to party. I look at Chelsea, and she cannot meet my eyes. She had been planning this behind my back, telling people they could use my apartment, like it is some kind of party venue. Officer Garcia starts directing the crowd. Anyone under 21, I need to see ID. Anyone who has been drinking and cannot prove they are legal age. You are getting cited. This causes immediate panic. About half the people look like college freshmen, and several bolt toward the door without their belongings. It takes over an hour to clear everyone out. 3 people get cited for underage drinking. 1 guy gets arrested for possession when they find pills in his jacket. 2 more get cited for public intoxication, when they cannot walk straight enough to leave safely. The entire time, Chelsea keeps begging me to call this off, and telling officers I am overreacting. She keeps saying it is just a party, and everyone parties. Like that, justifies turning my home into a nightclub. Meanwhile, I am documenting every piece of damage, the cracked TV screen, holes in the bathroom wall, cigarette burns on my carpet, food and drinks ground into my couch cushions, broken picture frames, my bathroom mirror cracked, red wine spilled all over my white bedroom comforter. When the apartment is finally quiet, and everyone's gone except Chelsea, the destruction looks even worse. My coffee table is completely broken in half like someone stood on it. Glass scattered across the floor from broken bottles. The smell of alcohol and cigarettes has soaked into everything. Chelsea, we are done. Pack your things and get out. You cannot break up with me over a party. Everyone has parties. This is completely insane. You called me homeless in my own apartment. You told 30 people they could crash here without asking me. You told Wade I was cool with weekend-long parties. I was drunk. I didn't mean the homeless thing. And I didn't think you would be back until Saturday. So your plan was to have a massive party and clean it up before I got home. Like I had never find out. It wasn't supposed to get this crazy, it just got out of hand. The hickeys on your neck didn't get out of hand by accident. Her hand flies to her neck trying to cover the marks. That is, Wade doesn't mean anything. We were just having fun. You are always working. Always serious. I needed to feel alive. Then you should have broken up with me instead of destroying my home. She starts crying, but it is angry crying, not sad crying. You are ruining my life over nothing. Do you know how embarrassing this is? What am I supposed to tell people? Tell them you chose to cheat on your boyfriend in his own apartment and got caught. It wasn't cheating. We weren't exclusive. We never had that conversation. We have been dating for 8 months. I gave you a key to my apartment. What did you think this was? She cannot answer that. She knows exactly what our relationship was supposed to be. Wade had left with everyone else, but not before giving me a look like I was the asshole in this situation. Like I was unreasonable for wanting my girlfriend not to cheat on me in my own home. Chelsea packs her things, and it is a lot of things, I realize. She had been gradually moving stuff into my place over months without us discussing it. Clothes, makeup, hair products, books, even furniture items. I thought we had bought together but were apparently hers. She keeps trying to negotiate as she packs. Look, let's just take a break. Let me get my own place, and we can work through this. I will go to therapy. I will stop drinking. I will delete social media. Chelsea, you planned a weekend-long party in my apartment while I was working to pay for it. Hook-up buddy to my home. You called me homeless to a room full of strangers. There is nothing to work through. One mistake. You are ending our whole relationship over one mistake. This wasn't a mistake. This was a choice. She leaves around 4 a.m. still crying and saying I am destroying her life. The last thing she says is you will regret this when you realize what you lost. But I already know what I lost. I lost someone who didn't respect me, my home, or my boundaries. And honestly, that feels like winning. Saturday morning. I am sitting in my destroyed apartment, drinking coffee from one of the few clean mugs left, trying to figure out how to even begin cleaning this up. The damage is going to cost thousands. My security deposit is definitely gone. I might even have to replace the carpet entirely. I am furious and exhausted. I start going through the damage room by room, taking photos for insurance, looking for clues about exactly who was here and what they did. That is when I find something that changes everything. Under my entertainment center, partially hidden behind the TV stand, there is a small leather notebook that must have slid under there during the chaos of the party. I pick it up, expecting maybe someone's phone numbers or contact list that got dropped. What I found inside was so much worse than I could have imagined. Update 2 finally have time for the full update. That notebook revealed Chelsea's complete betrayal. Worse than I imagined. It was Chelsea's professional event planning notebook. She had used it to plan the systematic takeover of my apartment over 3 weeks. She had drawn detailed floor plans with marked areas, bar setup, kitchen counter, dance floor, living room, move furniture to Preston's bedroom, hookup rooms, bedroom Faye bathroom, and chill zone, balcony. What destroyed me was seeing my bedroom labeled Wade's area with notes about privacy and weekend setup. Supply calculations looked like a corporate event. Supply bottles vodka. Borrow sound system from work storage room. Party favors. Bartender costume for Wade. She had made detailed guest lists with phone numbers, drinking preferences, and notes like Jake, always brings good stuff. Brittany, always DTF. Sarah, lightweight, 2 drinks max. And Mike, might bring underage friends. Tell him to be careful. She treated my home like a venue and cataloged people like entertainment for hire. Her timeline was methodical. Wade arrives 7 p.m. to set up bar and sound system. Core group shows up 8 p.m. Brittany, Sarah, and Jake. Party officially starts 9 p.m. with social media posts. Peak party time, 11 p.m. with full crowd. By 2 a.m. Saturday, people would pair off to private areas, my bedroom and bathroom becoming hookup spots. Everyone except Wade leaves 10 a.m., giving them an hour to deep clean. Wade leaves 2 p.m., giving her a full hour buffer before my expected 3 p.m. return. She wasn't just cheating. She was running a sophisticated operation to turn my home into her personal nightclub while I paid rent and utilities. I photographed every page and texted, "You left something here. Come get your planning notebook." She shows up Sunday panicked. "Preston, let me explain." I read every word. 3 weeks of planning. Floor plans. Contingency strategies to kick me out of my own apartment. I was just being thorough. It is how my brain works. You marked my bedroom as Wade's area. You planned to have him physically remove me from my own home. Those were worst-case scenarios. I never thought you calculated supplies for 40 people. You scheduled a weekend-long affair in my bedroom. This was your biggest production of the year. She starts sobbing. I just wanted to feel alive. You are always working, always serious. I felt suffocated. Turns out, he was only interested when she had access to a sick apartment for parties. No apartment access, no Wade. The job situation exploded spectacularly. Chelsea had checked out expensive sound and lighting equipment from work that got damaged at the party. When she tried returning broken equipment without explanation, her supervisor started asking questions. "What happened to this sound system?" "Chelsea, there is beer spilled inside the main unit. There was an incident at a corporate event Saturday night." "What corporate event?" "I don't have any events scheduled this weekend." Chelsea's lies fell apart quickly. Her supervisor checked calendars, called venues, verified client lists. No corporate event existed. When pressed, Chelsea confessed she had taken equipment for a personal party, using company resources for personal use, plus lying to supervisors equals automatic termination. The damaged equipment was worth over $3,000, which the company decided to pursue for reimbursement. She texted constantly after getting fired. "I lost my job because of you. You ruined my career over one party." I finally responded, "You destroyed your own career by stealing from your employer. You destroyed our relationship by cheating in my home. You destroyed your friendship with Wade by using him for apartment access. I just called police when you committed crimes in my apartment." She didn't respond to that. But there is one final piece showing just how calculated this betrayal really was. Final update: server issues at work are finally resolved. Time to wrap this up because the final revelation shows how deep this betrayal really went. 5 months later, life is completely different. Got the promotion with a 35% raise and moved to a secure building across town. Doorman security cameras. The works. No random people can just walk into my building. Started dating Miranda, a corporate lawyer from my building. Night and day difference from Chelsea. Miranda has her own career, makes her own money, pays for her own everything. When I told her about the Chelsea situation, her response was purely logical. Property law is clear about trespassing. You handled that exactly right. No drama, no jealousy, just professional analysis and support. That is what adult relationships look like. But here is the my neighbor Marcus called me last month. "Did you know your ex was bringing guys to your apartment regularly before that party? Every time you worked late, I would see the same muscular guy going in with her." My old building keeps security footage for 90 days. Since I still had tenant access during my lease transition, I requested the recordings. What I found changed everything. Wade had been coming to my apartment for 6 weeks before the party, every time I worked late or traveled. They had been using my place as their regular hookup spot while I paid rent and utilities. The party wasn't the beginning of their relationship. It was their celebration finale. Worse yet, there was footage of Chelsea giving Wade a complete apartment tour the day after I told her about the Seattle trip, showing him how everything worked, where I kept spare keys. She had been planning the apartment takeover from the moment she knew I would be gone. Chelsea lost everything. Job, career prospects, Wade, her social circle, her living situation, had to move back with her parents and work food service. 6 weeks ago, Miranda and I were at dinner when our server approached. Chelsea, in a restaurant uniform, looking exhausted. Preston, you look successful. The promotion worked out? 2 salmon. Medium rare, I said, treating her like any other server. After she left, Miranda observed, she seems to have learned some expensive lessons about consequences. We left a standard tip, but I noticed Chelsea watching us leave together. 2 adults who respect each other instead of one consuming the other. Last week I got a text. I know I don't deserve forgiveness, but I need you to know, I understand what I lost. I hope she appreciates what she has, because I never did. I showed Miranda. Her response. Reality caught up with her choices. I blocked the number. In her mind, I was just a provider who funded her lifestyle. The moment I became inconvenient, I became homeless in my own space. She spent weeks planning to erase me from my own life and replace me with someone more exciting. She got exactly what she planned for, a life without me in it. Sometimes the greatest gift someone can give you is showing you who they really are before you waste more time on them.